Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. We're going to take a look at the latest wheeze in the Michael Matheson scandal. There are certain terms that when you hear them being bandied around by officials or politicians, you know the moment you hear them that it is complete political BS. It's cover-up, it's shadiness, they're refusing to say because they know it's bad, but why are they refusing? Well, because... and then insert excuse. Well, the excuse has been given, and you know the moment that they've said it that indeed it is a cover-up. They've obviously found something, and they definitely don't want it or can't have it, either way, to be released. And so they're going, grabbing desperately at straws. We're going to take a look at it, but I think you'll see as soon as I explain what the words are. It's two words. But when I tell you what those two words are, you're going to go, oh, yes, bullshit. Absolutely. Because they don't want to discuss it. They really don't. They wish this problem would go away because it's so damaging. Anyway, we'll have a look. We'll see what they are, and I will tell you what the two words are. They're not bad words. They're just red flags. Here goes. So, secretive Holyrood refuses to publish information on Michael Matheson's £11,000 bill saga. The Holyrood officials said publishing conversations into its handling of the Morocco roaming bill would, and here we go, ladies and gentlemen, prejudice substantially the investigation into the SNP minister. Telling the truth is prejudicial, because the last thing you want is the truth to come out, because if the truth comes out, he might be found guilty, and that is not what they want. Prejudice substantially. The two words that you know cover up bullshit, because they can't have it coming out. They can't have the truth coming out. They can't have the contents of what's on that iPad released, because it would bring down the government. I've just got a horrible feeling it's a bit of man on man. This is just my theory. This is my theory. Probably not true, but imagine if it was. It's a bit of man on man action. Michael Matheson sitting alone in his little room in Morocco, kids down by the pool, wife getting slowly plastered because she's got nothing else to do. She's looking at who she's married to and desperately drinking away the blues. And he's sitting in the room, little grey pair of underpants round by his ankles, all alone, knocking one out, looking at his screen, and on there is a remembrance of times past. And there's a bit of man on man, Hamza and Michael. Maybe, allegedly, not saying it's true, but we can speculate, because he won't hand over his bloody iPad, will he? It's a horrible thought. I've just put an image in people's minds, and it's lunchtime. If you're eating, I do apologise. Anyway, Parliament bosses have refused to hand over the details of conversations surrounding Michael Matheson's handling of an £11,000 iPad bill that was charged to the taxpayer fraudulently and illegal, and he lied about it and threw his children under the bus. Let's make no mistake, I'm not letting him off the hook. He's a tit. The Freedom of Information request submitted by the Daily Telegraph was rejected, leading a Tory MSP to state the public will rightly conclude that the Scottish Parliament is being secretive, but the public has a right to know, particularly as the public have paid for it. Holyrood officials confirmed they held the information being sought, but they would not be publishing it. The paper requested details on communications with Mr Matheson, who was permitted to expense the huge bill that stemmed from the use of a UK SIM card being used in Morocco for major self-pleasuring, one suspects. Allegedly. Covering my bases. The Health Secretary is being investigated by a Standards Committee that is not expected to announce an outcome until February 2024, at which point he should resign. In fact, no, at which point he should already have resigned, but I think at 2024, when it comes out, he'll have no option but to go. That's assuming, of course, that comes February 2024, the Grand Mufti is still in power and protecting him, because if Kate Forbes is in by then Matheson is dust. The Scottish Parliament said that releasing key information while the investigation is ongoing would be overridden by the rights of Mr Matheson MSP, whose personal data falls within the scope of the request, and it would prejudice substantially the process. You can't deny the truth coming out because it's him, because it's his data, when the whole point of this is, it is his data. The fact that it isn't public data, it isn't his work data, it's his personal data. Well, that's the whole bloody point. And if he doesn't want his personal data to come out, he shouldn't have been sitting in a hotel room knocking one out, allegedly, on government equipment. The moment he tried to claim it ceased being protected. It's a fraud. He's not protected by the law, and it will not prejudice substantially the process. How can the truth be prejudicial? The truth is the truth. What is prejudicial is hiding the facts, hiding the truth, not revealing what is going on. Justice must not just be done, justice must be seen to be done. Justice behind closed doors is not justice. This man is a liar, is a thief, and is being shady as hell. Chances are he's also got some incredibly degenerate stuff on that iPad. Nobody's questioning him because they know the truth would be devastating, and they're doing their ultimate best to hide everything and to cover everything up. Holyrood also confirmed it held the documents that assessed the claim that the bill was racked up when the SNP MSP was working while on holiday, a claim that was later deemed implausible and led to Mr Matheson blaming his 2 teenage sons for watching football games. Because it wasn't me, Gov. Anyone but me. I need this job. It's the only thing keeping my family together. If I lose this job, my wife will slip further into alcoholism, allegedly, and leave me. Can't say as I'd blame her, the way you treat your children. Stephen Kerr, a Scottish Tory MSP, said Michael Matheson's reputation for truth-telling has already gone up in flames, and with it the credibility of the Grand Mufti and the SNP government. But it shouldn't be forgotten that the Scottish Parliament agreed to pay his £11,000 iPad bill, and the longer this story goes on, the more the reputation of the Scottish Parliament itself is being besmirched. And in its reply to the Telegraph, the Parliament said the SPCB is required to conduct its investigation independently against the backdrop of a high degree of political sensitivity. The sensitivity being they cannot possibly afford for the truth to come out. Where is justice if they're hiding everything? It is shady, it is sleek, it is secretive, it is downright dodgy, and it means that justice will not be done. There is a cover-up, there is a conspiracy to keep this man in his job for whatever reason. Presumably he knows where the bodies are buried and he's got information. Could it be information on, the Grand Mufti and somebody else's wife? Could it be the Grand Mufti and something else? Something particularly degenerate? Who knows? Is there a lot of degeneracy on the iPad? Who knows? If it was, as he says, just football, he should have no problem at all handing it over to be examined. After all, if you have nothing to hide, you have nothing to fear. Isn't that what they keep telling us? And yet they won't do it. They can't do it. They won't be honest. They won't be open. They won't tell the truth. And you have to ask, why? Won't be long. There'll be a new government. That'll be reopened. I think Jackie Bailey has already suggested that as soon as Labour get in, they're doing a full inquiry into a lot of aspects of what the SNP have done. And it may result in a lot of criminal charges. That'll be good to see. Anyway, I'm going to round off there because it is just the end of it, but it is just absolutely disgusting what they're doing and the way they're doing it, trying to protect that degenerate, lying thief. A man who's not even doing his own damn job as health secretary, with everything getting worse. For no reason other than just his job as health secretary needs to be fired. But every time he stands up in Parliament and opens that lying gob at the front of his face, you just need to go, liar, 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 liar. How can anyone believe what the liar says now? All credibility gone. He needs to go. Not just as a minister. He needs to get the hell out of Dodge and stop being an MSP and just disappear into the bland forever that nobody will ever see his face or hear his name again. He can't be trusted and he's useless at his job. He's inept, stupid, ignorant, and such an excellent father. Father of the year material, isn't he? Throwing his kids under the bus because he's a complete and utter wanker. I'm coming up. Do you know what's astounding is the longer this goes on, the worse it is both for Matheson and the SNP. A good leader would have just fired his ass day one. Said, look, you're in this office. Whatever happens at the end of this meeting, you're no longer the health secretary. You can choose to resign or I will fire you. make your choice. That's what a good leader would have done. You know, he said, you'll go up there, you'll spend 6 months on the back benches, we'll bring you back in, we'll give you a junior position, and we'll get you a senior position in a year's time. That's all you need to do. But of course that takes a little bit of intelligence and a pair of cojones. And the Grand Mufti has neither. And so this has dragged on and on and on. And every day we look at more lies, more cover-ups, more sleaze. The man is mired in sleaze. You couldn't touch him because of the stinking, oozing sleaze dripping out of every pore of him and everyone else in this sleazy SNP government. And they think that we are fools and that we will put up with it. We won't. And I am not letting this wanker off. If nothing else, the thing that really, really grabbed my balls and squeezed them about this whole incident is him throwing his children under the bus. That's just weak, isn't it? That's just weakness. What kind of man are you? What a disgusting turd of a human being. But then it's a turd party, isn't it? Anyway, I shall stop there before I lose my wretch on him. Stay safe. Stay well. I will speak to you later. Bye.